last on A New Hope, with Future Gohan traveling to the past. He and Goten encountered Babidi shortly after the start of the World Tournament, but with the wizard taking control of Bojack instead of Dabura. How will this unravel? Cell's influence lives on. With Bojack powering up, Goten relents Shin was right. His power is incredible. Prompting the villain to shout, "This is the end. He's going to kill him." Babidi cuts in, screaming in a panic he must not kill him. He needs his energy to bring Boo back to life. But that's out of the question. Outside the Southern Supreme Kai, no one has ever given him such an affront. Bojack wants Goten to die by his hands. A shocking statement to the mage. He's refusing his orders. Nothing he can do. He resolves very well. In that case, make sure to deliver the second one to him alive at least. Having enough of his foe talking to himself, Goten beckons if he's finished. Can they resume their fight? Bojack spends his insolence is going to cost him his life. Bring it on! Spectating, Babidi trembles, no way! How can this kid be going toe-to-toe with Bojack? Shin shares this thought. He knew Goten was powerful, but he never imagined he could reach such a level. And yet, when they observed him, his power was nothing like this. How did he manage to become so strong in such a short time? Gohan mentions that's because they observed him during one of his training sessions. Even if he was a Super Saiyan, he must have been far from using his full power. Goten cheekily admits Bojack hits hard. But besides that, he has no technique. He's just a brute. His opposite scoffs for him to keep up the taunting while he can. Soon, he's going to end up like those Earthlings behind him. But what? Not realizing it until now, Bojack hasn't wasted any of his time on Earth with his sadistic ways. Goten wants to know for sure. Was it him who did this to them? And why would a warrior of the Saiyan's power care about the fate of such insignificant beings? Only strength matters. The strong live and the weak die. That is how the universe has always worked. Our hero only replies he asked him a question, leading the villain to snip. You think you're fighting for good. Is that it? Know that these Supreme Kais he's allied himself with enslaved his people for thousands of years, all because they were afraid of them. What does he think they'll do once he tries to challenge their rules and their authority? Not losing focus, Goten again mentions he still hasn't answered his question. So yes, Bojack reveals it was he who killed them. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Understanding. Goten wants him to know this family will be brought back to life. As for the possessed space pirate, he speaks with much pride even though he's nothing but a puppet in the service of a weak wizard. Seeming to strike home. Goten knows what he must do. I'm going to kill you! You're going to pay!
Don't overestimate yourself, kid! Your end is near!
Ending the fight with one of his mentor's signature moves. Gohan congratulates him. Well done. He certainly didn't go easy on Bojack. He didn't think it'd be so easy for him. Who tells he could have finished him off quicker, but since it had been a long time since he had a real fight, he wanted to enjoy it. But when he saw what he did to that family, he realized he was total scum. Shin just stands there in disbelief. Babidi too. It can't be! He just cut off Bojack's... He knew back then he made a mistake when he let Bojack wipe out his own mercenary gang. They would have been very useful right now. No normal Earthling could have killed him with such ease. Could the rumor the Earthlings are talking about be true then? Cell is really dead, defeated by 2 humans. That bastard Supreme Kai must have found a way to ally with the warrior who killed that cockroach. Overhearing, Kabito mentions that with 2 Super Saiyans by their side, Babidi won't be able to do anything. And Super Saiyans. That's it. It's coming back to him. He remembers where he heard that before. 10 years earlier, year 773, planet X-21. Cell holds a defeated Dabura. He scowls if Babidi really thought he could control his mind like he did with his minions. He already told him. He is Cell, the perfect being. He eradicated all the Super Saiyans with his own hands. Nothing can stop him. and certainly not his pitiful magic. The Demon King appearing lifeless. Cell smugly admits that Dabura is a powerful warrior. If he had faced him a few years ago, the outcome of their battle might have been different, but he surpassed that level quite some time ago. Only strength matters, and it's time for them to die. But thinking quick, Babidi throws up his hands and casts a spell. Changing the surrounding area, Cell wonders what happened. Where are they? As Babidi makes his getaway, Cell only now realizes how it was a trick to allow the wizard to escape. Back in the present, Babidi cackles. Cell thought he had gotten rid of the Super Saiyans, and that's what caused his downfall. Serves him right. He got what he deserved. Now that he knows the danger they represent, he won't make the same mistake as him. He has no other choice. He has to wake him up from his little nap. As we get a diagram of where everyone is. The mage attempts to make contact. He commands someone to wake up. This is urgent. If it is who we think it is, the person in question requested his meditation only be interrupted so he could take his revenge against Cell. Is that the case? Babidi barks. He's been meditating for 10 years in his quarters, and during that time, Cell has already been defeated. He's dead. Asking if he's certain. It is confirmed. The warriors who got rid of him are inside the ship trying to prevent him from bringing Boo back to life. As the figure processes this, our heroes try to figure out where Babidi is. Unfortunately, it's impossible to detect Ki outside the floor they're currently on. He likely didn't believe Bojack would be defeated, so he's probably planning his next move. Deciding to just force him out of hiding, that shouldn't be too difficult. Gohan reaches out a hand and calls for Babidi. If he doesn't show himself, he's going to blow the place up. A door opening. Just like that, there we go. A battle-worn Dabura enters the room. Shen trembles at his presence. He is the Demon King. Among mortals, he is the strongest among demons. But the Demon King, our heroes question. The villain declares they will go no further.
So tell me, which one of you managed to defeat Cell?